What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Acceptable Accuracy Podcast. I am co-host number one today. I think am I number one, Tyler, because I'm the one that's introducing it?
Sure,
Is that how that works? Whoever the introduction is number one.
Why not, man? I love it. I get to be thing two today, then. That's awesome.
Okay, I like it. I'm co-host thing one, and I'm joined by my Dr. Seuss co-host thing number two. Who
hey, I
is
love my green
not,
eggs and ham, man.
That's right. I think that's probably my favorite one, though. He also did Grinch That Stole Christmas, right? That's Dr. Seuss.
Yes, he did. Mm-hmm.
I like the Grinch. I always like the dog. I always felt bad for the dog in the.
What was his name again?
I don't remember, and I should.
Oh well.
I don't have little kids anymore. They're all teenagers, so everything is now like PG-13 in my life instead of G or PG. So
that's so funny.
Is what
Max.
it is.
His name's Max.
Nice. I do get to play Call of Duty with my son now, though. That's fun. We've been playing co-op
That's awesome.
for the past year, and it's been fun. He asks to play all the time, and I'm like, I don't know. I try not to play too much of it because he's a teenager, but he's like a young teenager, so we're breaking him into it. That being said, when I was his age, I was playing Quake all the time, and this is where Tyler goes, "What's Quake?"
What's Quake?
It's an old video game
from the 90s. I had no idea. So,
yeah. Fun fact. Quake is an old first-person shooter similar to Call of Duty, just like fantasy type thing. The guy that designed it, John Carmack, is good friends with the lead singer of Nine Inch Nails. And don't tell anybody, but I have secretly liked Nine Inch Nails. So
that's so funny.
Anyway.
Dude, did you know that the dog actor for How the Grinch Stole Christmas, there were 6 of them? There were 6 different dogs for Max that played Max. It wasn't one dog.
Why not?
They were all shelter dogs.
Oh, that's cute. I hope they got adopted. Probably not, though, because that movie is probably old enough where they took them all back. And
yeah, I was about to say they're all. I mean, at this point,
old yeller.
They are not. Yeah. They're no longer alive, no matter what, because it's 20 plus years later.
No,
24, 25 years later. But either way, so what is our topic at hand today, Philip?
All right, so we are actually introducing a new, hopefully rotating podcast style that we think is going to be highly entertaining. We are calling this From the Hip, Fast-Paced Firearms Q&A. This whole thing started because we were looking at ideas for podcasts, and I was like, man, we got to do something.
We're out of ideas, man.
We're not out of ideas.
I still have no idea what I'm doing.
One of the ideas I had was like, hey, let's go a little bit more like rapid fire instead of focusing on one topic. What if we go rapid fire with a bunch of topics? Mm-hmm. So we are going to beta test out on, I know we're all alphas here, but we're going to beta test because it's a software term.
Nah, bro.
On you guys today. It's going to be great.
I'm an Omega male.
An Omega male.
I don't even know, man. I can't even keep up with any of these.
I don't know. There's like a Gen. Isn't there Gen Alpha? Is that a thing?
Well,
is it the current generation Gen Alpha?
I think we have betas now. I think the babies of today.
Oh, really?
Betas. I think so.
I hope that's a terrible name.
It is. It's literally going from alpha, beta. Yeah.
We had the Gen X, and then we had the millennials, which they also called Gen Z. But then
the Gen Z.
You're Gen Z.
Millennial. I'm Gen Z.
I'm at the line. Zennial. That's what it was. I'm on the line of X. I'm on the line of X and millennial with Zennial.
Yeah, you are.
So, yeah.
And then we have the alphas, and like I said, I think we have betas now. If not, that's what the next generation would be.
Well, it makes sense from Anyway, all that to say, we are going to, Tyler and I have a list of questions that we are going to ask each other. We're both going to answer them. We're going to try to keep the answers to below 5 minutes for each one of these. And they are firearms related questions that we don't necessarily know what the question is in advance of asking the individual.
Nope.
So if you know Tyler and I at all, which again, if you listen to the podcast, we're episode 55, 56 at this point. If you know us at all, I am definitely the more firearms nerd of the bunch. I could probably, if you showed me a firearm, I could probably get near the year that it was designed, the make and model of it, especially for more modern stuff. Tyler, on the other hand, Tyler's faster than I am at shooting.
That's literally it.
Yeah, well, and that's a good thing.
I know what I like, and I just stick with it. I'm a FUD.
That is
It's
true.
great.
So this is going to be entertaining because
I'm a modern FUD. That's what I am. This
that
is
is
awesome. I
yes.
just realized that. I'm a
Tyler
modern FUD.
likes
I love
Tyler
this.
likes what he likes, but I have I have ADHD, so I get obsessive compulsive.
Don't we all?
Everybody does. But my ADHD is firearms. So yeah,
That is
here we
fair.
go.
My ADHD is my hobbies.
That's fair. That is true. I didn't stick with like a hobby for a while.
I jump from hobby. Like I literally dive straight into a hobby. I go on the deep end. I'll do it for like a year or two, and then I'll jump to another one. It's great.
Yeah, he's still shooting though. 5 years
Yeah,
later.
well, I mean, like I still do those other hobbies, just not as intense as it was starting out. I think that's to preface that. Like working out, like I jumped straight into it, did it for a couple years, and then did something else. I still work out, just not to that level anymore.
Sure.
So
Yeah, and I think maybe it's just because I am a boomer. I'm not a boomer. I'm a zennial. That like, and as you get older, you only have so much time for your hobbies, so you tend to not
that's
jump
fair.
as much. I will say though, like picking up like running has actually kind of turned into a hobby, and now I'm
That's
actually
awesome.
looking at other outside activities, including doing some biking maybe. Anyway,
Good for you. You gonna do
all
a
that to
triathlon?
say,
Do a Ironman?
I don't like swimming, so I will probably, if I do anything, it'll be a biathlon,
Biathlon? Yeah,
biking and biking and
biathlon, I
running, I
believe.
guess. Yeah.
I guess. But all right, man. So let's do it from the hip. What's
All
your
right.
first question for me?
First question for you: favorite gun you've ever shot?
I mean, depend. I probably just an AR. That's all I got, man. I don't know what to tell you.
When
Probably.
somebody
Oh, how about this? Your AR when you first got a suppressor on it. That is my favorite gun to shoot because I mag dumped that thing and I peeled all the paint off like right away. I was like, "Oh, sorry, bro."
it was bound to happen. I hope you have great shame over that still, because I really don't care.
No, I don't. I think I just remembered that. I just wanted to bring it up
That's
just
funny.
for fond memories at that point. No, my favorite. Actually, I do remember now. It was when I was in Las Vegas. This was years ago. I think this was 2021, 2022. And there is a gun shop where you can shoot fully automatic weapons. And I shot a full auto P90. That was a ton of fun.
Okay, I'm a little jealous because secretly deep down I want a P90 like really bad, but there is no practical use for it in competition
No,
or real life. Because
animals so expensive.
yeah, and fortunately, like AAC makes, they make some ammo for it now, so it's a little bit better price wise,
So
but you're still like
5.7,
40
right?
cents around. Yeah, 5.7. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
So
So
what
that was
about
your favorite.
you?
All right. So I gotta narrow this down. This is tough because I want to say I shot after I just admitted that I'm a firearms nerd, I can't actually remember the model number of this, but there was a at the range once where somebody had a full auto Colt submachine gun that shot 9mm.
Okay.
I think it was made in like 1970s or something like that.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
it was, I think at one point it might have been the US is what they used. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it was the first time I'd ever shot full auto, and it was just as joyful as you would expect it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, Tyler and I, while we are definitely very different heights, we do share mass in different ways. So Tyler is very like beefy muscle man, and I'm quite a bit taller. So that gives you the advantage of having like, if you're shooting it, like if you're smaller framed, it's going to push you back. But I remember shooting this thing and I was like, dude, like this is like literally feel like shooting a 22 full auto.
That's
So
awesome.
that was awesome. I like that. I shot Kyle's 50 cal. That was a lot of fun too, just because that was on the bucket list of things to shoot. And then I shot a suppressed 22 bolt action. That was
that must have been
literally
like movie quiet.
Dude. It was movie quiet.
That's awesome.
If I'm gonna pick though, it's gonna have to be the full auto submachine gun, just because it was something I'd
both of
never
us
done.
were full auto submachine guns. Got it.
Yours was a lot cooler than mine though.
Still fun.
It was,
but okay.
It was
All right. So,
all right, what you got?
What was the first gun you ever shot, and what do you remember about it?
Ooh, I actually can tell you the model of this one.
All right, tell me about it.
All right, so I didn't shoot until I was in my either early 30s or late 20s. Surprisingly, my father very much an outdoorsman, not a hunter. So the first gun I ever shot was a bolt action Savage Axis, like the OG one, not even the Axis 2, but the original Axis. And It was a guy I worked with. He had bought it, and he's like, "Hey, you want to come out and shoot it sometime?" And I was like, "I have never shot a gun before." And at this point, it must have been in my 30s, so it was about 20 years ago. At this point, no, it wasn't that far. No, it was like
Phil, you're not
it was
50.
It was even more recent than that. Sorry, you're right. So it was like 15 years ago. So anyway, that's what got me into the whole thing. That's what got me, my whole tism started and how I got into firearms.
That's awesome.
All right, Tyler, how about you? What was your first firearm you shot?
For me, it was up at man camp for the church. So this was probably 7-8 years ago.
Man camp.
And yeah, I know, right? And it was at the skeet. I've never shot a gun at this point. And it was someone's shotgun. It was a pump action. If I were to guess, it was either a Mossberg 500, Mossberg Maverick 88, or a Remington 870. It was one of those three. Just a basic gun. I shot and I was like, oh, cool. That was about it. I didn't really have much to think about. I never shot a gun before that. Keep in mind my context. I'm from Hawaii, went to college in California, moved to Michigan. So for me, I was very ignorant about guns and indifferent. It's funny. I remember talking to someone about this early on, and I said I was indifferent towards gun, and the guy said, "No, you're just ignorant and uninformed. That's why you don't like guns." And because of that, I think I was like, "Well, I definitely don't want to be into guns now." I didn't say that to him, but I was like, "Yeah, whatever, jerk." So, all that to say, my very quick life advice: yes, the truth is true, but there's a way to say things.
Yes.
So I probably would have gone to guns quicker had the guy been more gracious. Like, dude, guns are awesome. But either way, it doesn't matter. So,
and to this day, shotguns are still Tyler's favorite platform.
It's amazing. Goodness. No, it is not. Whatever.
All right.
Next question.
What is your bucket list gun to shoot once in your life? Now, this could be anything that's. I know this is why this is entertaining.
I don't know. I don't.
Hold on. Let me give you. Let me frame
a grenade launcher. How about that?
I'll take that as an answer. I accept. I'm just
sounds
stop.
Like a lot of fun.
I'm gonna stop right there. And actually, that's a great answer.
Now that I think about it, that sounds like a lot of fun. A grenade launcher. That feels like that'd be a lot of fun to shoot.
Yeah, it's on my list to own one. You can actually legally own a chalk launcher, like it's like a grenade launcher, but it shoots chalk rounds.
That's awesome.
I want one. I want one so bad. Funny. Palmetto State Armory is supposedly making one as well, but I wouldn't. It's not coming out anytime soon.
I don't know. I just remember being in Call of Duty. There are two. I had one of three setups. I had my intervention, where of course quickscoper. I had my the UMP, and then just commando lunging everyone. Or I was that good at it. I was a noob too, bro. I was so bad at it. So, but yeah, grenade launcher, that'd be cool.
So for me, I'm going to go with Call of Duty as well in this one. And I think one of the things that got me into firearms was the
ACR.
No, that would be cool too. And actually, I thought about it, but it's too much like an AR. Oh. Also, I've shot one of those before. No, would be the MP7.
Oh yeah,
HK cool. MP7.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But that's a bucket list item because those are rare. Mm-hmm. I will settle. Speaking of Palmetto State Armory, I will settle with their pending now 2026. I think they're calling it the X57, something like that.
I can't remember.
It looks like an MP7. Shoots 5.7. Way more affordable. Mm-hmm. All right, what you got?
What is the most overrated gun that people are buying or that you see people buy?
P320.
Shots fired. Literally.
Yeah, shots fired if you drop it. Kyle, Steven, and Daryl, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but your gun is broken.
That's so funny.
I hope they fix it for you.
And we've got two other guys that we know as well who have P320s. Holy cow, we got a lot of buddies who have P320s.
Yeah. All right, overrated. What's your overrated gun?
I don't know why, but my brain keeps going to 2011. I don't know
You're not
why
wrong.
my brain's going to that.
Yeah.
That's all I've got. I don't know much about it, but I just feel like it's just really overhyped and just way too expensive. So
I would agree with that. That's actually that's a good answer, Tyler. You said you're not going to be good at this game, but I think you are. Secretly deep down, you're like, I got this.
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm literally just going with my gut right now.
And that's why this is so much fun. The 2011, for those who don't know, is a double stack 1911. Yep. The 2011, I think, is the moniker or the name is like owned by Staccato, formerly STI, which is a terrible name, unfortunately. And they're like, they are really nice to shoot, especially when you trick one out. But man, they are finicky, and you gotta unfortunately, a lot of times they're shot in open as well, division in USPSA, which means that you're shooting either 38 Super or 9 Major, and it's a lot. It's a lot to throw at an old design. They great triggers, but overrated. I agree, they're expensive. All right.
Is it? Yeah. No, it's your turn. Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah, it is. It is. Most underrated firearm.
The most underrated firearm. I mean, I'm just gonna define underrated again for me.
So, sleeper gun that deserves more love.
A sleeper gun that deserves more love.
And this could be like a specific firearm, or it could be a class of firearms.
I feel like, I'm definitely going to go more probably a pistol route for this, probably because that's more my context. But honestly, probably just a basic MMP shield or even a shield plus.
That's legit.
Shield plus. That's my answer. I'm locking in shield plus because don't get me wrong, because of personal bias, I hate my shield plus, but it was more because of my personal experience with my one shield plus where I had tons of issues with. But overall, it's still probably my favorite trigger out of any pistol. That's like more. I don't want to say budget, but definitely more like affordable. Like it's a great, nice, crisp trigger. And you've got 13 rounds of that thing, slim frame, and recent ones are optics ready. I think that's a great carry gun, and I would carry it more if I have red dot on it. So
I agree with you on this 100%. I will say that the trigger that's on your shield is better than the trigger on my competition,
which is insane to me.
Yes, because it came out after your shield.
Exactly. That's what drives me bonkers.
Yep.
The Shield Plus came out before your competition gun.
Yes.
Which is a Smith & Wesson.
It is, correct. All right. My most underrated, I'm a toss-up on this one between the Canik firearms and the Walther. Ironically, they're like modeled after each other. They're like one's a clone. Canik is clone of the Walther. Walther, I think Canik probably gets more attention just because they're cheaper. Walther being a little more expensive, but I think they made a really great firearm. They actually, for the longest time, they don't do it anymore because they were trying to get into the competition scene. They were paying people to shoot with the Walther. Like you could win money if you finished like a certain place or something like that with the Walther, trying to draw attention to it. And as soon as they stopped doing that, everybody sold their Walther, and like nobody shoots with them anymore. Carry gun, there's some pretty good carry models. I don't know specifically what they are, but I see exactly underrated because I don't know. But good guns, good, nice, safe, good, really great triggers for like.
Don't you have a Canik?
I do have a Canik.
Yeah, I remember. I almost bought that from you. Then I changed my mind.
Probably a good call. A little big for you. So
exactly. Because for me,
really long. Yeah.
Because for me, I think at that time I still had only my Shield Plus, but I was like, I want a competition gun, but I also kind of was like, well, I need another carry gun at this point. So that's where I kind of landed with what I have. So okay.
All right.
So, what is the number one mistake that you see new shooters make on the range?
Ooh, that's a good question. Overconfidence.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Especially in men.
Oh my goodness, dude, it drives me nuts sometimes.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times people have ego at the range. I still do. Like, I'll be honest. Like when I go out and shoot, I'm like, I got ego. Guys do. It's just it's a guy thing. As a result, women tend to be better newer shooters because they're more like, okay, tell me what to do. And men are like, no, I got this. No, you don't. Like you gotta like pay attention, young Padawan.
I remember this was last year's man camp. I was ROing everyone, and I was just calling out a safety violation for someone's like, what? It's not loaded. It's like, dude, I don't care. You do not move around. Like, this is my range right now. It's funny because come to find out the RO that they had from the camp, I don't think he's even shot a gun at that point. I'm like, what? Gosh. How are you the RO? No, I'm taking over. Like, I'm in charge. It's like, please,
Yeah.
thank you. I'm taking over now.
So what is your big thing that you see? Or
I was
like,
gonna
what is
say,
your for new shooters?
well, I was gonna say just safety violations.
Yeah.
Just I agree, just overconfidence. Like I remember even I would even say for I feel like for both new shooters and very experienced but undertrained, like well, I don't want to say experienced people who are too complacent. So I guess complacency. That's what I'll say for mine because you said overconfidence. I'm going to say
Yeah.
complacent. They're too complacent about it. They're not. They don't have that fear of firearms anymore. That respect. Because I remember I went to North Carolina, went shooting, and the guy who probably has the most experience out of all of us, he flagged like three of us with his AK. Thankfully, it was unloaded, but still, it doesn't matter because that still breaks rule number one and rule number
Yeah.
three. So, but
Yeah, and that's a lot of we see that a lot, right? The previous
mhm.
episode we talked about the church event. There was, some minor flagging even by one of the ROs. It was unloaded, but they know who they are.
Mhm. That's right,
Okay.
step stool.
Yep. Ouch. All right. Weirdest caliber you've ever fired.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say weirdest caliber. I was gonna say 30 super carry.
That's fair.
I
No,
mean,
I'm making it hard on you.
the thing is, like, you got to realize, I've only shot the basics. I've shot a 9 millimeter. I've shot
Yeah,
a 45.
sure.
I have shot, 40 Smith and Wesson. That's my answer.
That's fair. It's kind of a
It's the
what am I-
weird middle
it
child
is.
that
It
shouldn't
is.
even be there.
I was going to use another word that starts with a B. It's a type of sword. It's a long. It's like a sword between a long sword and a sword. Anyway.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's literally 40 Smith and Wesson. There is no reason for a 40 Smith and Wesson to be around. I understand the reasoning behind it, but it did not accomplish what was needed. And with all the modern stuff that they've done with 9
Yeah.
millimeter, there's really no need for it.
And it used to be, it still is very popular in police agencies, though I will
Yeah,
say that it is going out of favor for 9 millimeter.
thank goodness.
Yep. So
It's
the cool
so
part about
stinking
that is
snappy.
that now you're going to get police trade-ins. Like, of course, they're all going to be 320s, but you're going to get police trade-ins like a few years from now, and they're all going to be 9 millimeter optics cut. Dude,
Hmm.
it's going to be awesome.
I know, and eventually, this regular civilians will start using uh, optics rated guns, which I love that.
Yeah.
All right, what about you,
All right. So for me,
Mister? Almost buying a 30 super carry.
that's true. I did almost buy a 30 super carry. I
I'm
still kind of
so
feel
glad
like
you did.
I feel like I should have.
Oh my goodness.
No, the weirdest caliber I've shot, and I got let me explain. 30-06.
Okay, tell me about that.
Not just any 30-06, but 30-06 in a M1 Garand. And I
Mm-hmm.
will say it's weird because there's something called like a SAMI spec. There's another term as well that like the way that you load up certain cartridges. I don't know all the history behind this. Again, I'm failing on my TISM here that I claim to have. But when you shoot a 30-06, unless you modify the gas port on a M1 Garand, you cannot shoot off the shelf 30-06 through your M1 Garand. It will eventually destroy it
Hmm.
because they're loaded a little bit heavier, or the more powder the more modern cartridges are.
Mm-hmm.
So you can modify the gas port to fix that problem, which a lot of people do, or you have to buy very specific 30-06 ammo
Hmm.
that is designed to be shot through an M1 Garand.
Interesting.
Yeah. Other than that, I would say the kind of revolver cartridges are always kind of
Mm.
funny. Like 450 Bushmaster is not really a weird cartridge anymore, but it's oddly pleasant to shoot, and that's why I would classify it as weird.
A 450 Bush. And can't you hunt with a 450 Bushmaster
Yeah, it
anywhere
was
in Michigan too?
designed specifically because it's a straight wall
That's what I
cartridge.
thought.
You can
Hmm.
hunt below the line in Michigan.
That's nice.
Yep.
All right. So, what is one piece of gear that
Ooh.
actually made a big difference for you?
I feel like the correct answer is an optic on a pistol, but I know you're gonna probably say that. So
I
I will say
am. That is my answer.
the one piece of gear is a quality holster.
That is fair. I know you spent a long time trying to find a good holster.
Yes, and I didn't specify
That
which holster
sucks. Hmm.
because carry holster more comfortable if you get the right one.
Mm-hmm.
Competition holster, if you get one that's smooth for your draw, so you don't
Mm-hmm.
get hung up on it. Or like if you're shooting a competition that requires a level 2, level 3 holster style. I have bought cheap holsters in the past. I do not skimp on my holsters anymore.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, it's so important to have a good, high quality holster. It's not even funny.
Yep. All right. What do you think? I know what your answer is.
I mean, you
But
already called me out on it, so I'm going to say a good belt.
oh, nice. I would agree with that.
A good belt, same thing, same idea. Whatever context you are, it's funny because you know this, Phil, but those who are listening online, I've been teaching the kids at my church. We have small groups for kids in the summer, and my small group is target sports and safety. And last night I went over gear and belts and context. So I literally showed them my concealed carry setup, my competition setup, and my quote unquote duty slash war setup, and there are three different belts, but belts make a huge difference. Of course, with concealed carry as well, that makes a huge. Like I use a Core Essentials belt. Core, please sponsor us. I love your belt. I know Phil uses your duty belt. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Please send me a duty belt. I wouldn't mind that either. But
Also, you
a
said
good
duty.
belt, man. I know I did. Fine, send me a war belt. Fine, whatever. People are gonna be like, "That's not what it's called." It's like, yes, it is. That's
Battle
what they're
belt.
called
I don't
originally.
know. Whatever they.
Battle
Yeah.
belt. Thank you. I always forget the third one.
Well,
So
and
many
then there's
different
like
names.
there's like different styles because there's like the big old padded style they used to use back in the day that
Oh
you
no,
didn't have to have
inner
a belt
outer,
for.
man. Inner
Yeah, but
outer.
now
No questioning.
any inner outers are like the
Like,
popular ones,
yes,
like the
I
Velcro
understand
inner.
the I understand the padded ones, especially like for being as fast as possible. I get that. But man, just inner outer, so much more secure. Like,
Mhm.
spend the extra 30 seconds if you have the time. And worst case, just throw it over your stuff if you really need to. But either way, have a good belt.
Yep.
So I've gone through many different belts. So yeah, have a good holster, have a good belt. But it is true. A red dot optic made a huge difference for my shooting because for those who don't know, I've talked about this a few times. I am right eye dominant near sight. I am left eye dominant far. So I see double. And I'm left handed. So I'm cross eye dominant, kind of. A
Kind
red
of.
dot fixed all of that.
Yeah, and it is a one of those cases where it is a force multiplier
Mm-hmm.
because especially if you I don't know, I've never been in a defensive situation, so I can't claim this, but it's one less thing to have to worry about.
Correct. With a red dot, you're able to target focus instead of sight focus. I do know there are shooters out there like Brian who can target focus with iron sights, which is a skill that you have to
Yeah.
learn. That's extremely. I can't do that. That is very hard to do. But the fact that he can do that is very impressive to me. And I know he has a lot of training and a lot of practice. That's how he's able to do that.
Yeah, and I will say that having a red dot has changed the competition space as well. There's not a lot of iron sighted shooters left, to be honest.
No.
And then it makes it a lot more difficult for competitions because you can get really precise with a pistol with a red dot in it. I mean, I say really, I mean compared to irons in the past, right? So, what would have been more difficult, like 25-yard shots in the past on a popper, have been made a lot easier. And again, there's
Hmm.
somebody out there who's gonna be like, oh, I can shoot iron sights at 100 yards and take the fur off the back of a critter. That may
Hmm.
be good for you, but for your average individual, especially on the clock, being able to hit a 25-yard popper with a red dot is
Oh, for sure.
phenomenal, and it's doable and by most everybody. All right, Tyler, best movie gun scene ever.
Best movie gun scene ever.
Mm-hmm.
John Wick shooting his suppressor against the other guy in the train station in John Wick 2. Just kidding. That was absolutely garbage. That's
It
probably
doesn't have to be accurate. It could just be what you think is the best.
for me, I'm gonna say John Wick. I genuinely did enjoy the first scene. Like after, of course, John gets beat up. That all happens, whatever, because he wasn't expecting it. And then it's when all the bad guys come and they try to kill him the first time in his
Mm-hmm.
home. I think it's because the shock, like you're seeing this build up of who is this guy. Like, he got his butt kicked, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it really is the builds. Like, and now you have this basically this mob boss, this mafia boss saying, like, I heard you hit my son. Why? He's like, well, sir, he what was it? He stole John
Those
Wick's car
car.
and killed
Yep.
his dog. And then instead of the mafia boss, he's like, oh, snap, I'm in trouble, you know? And he just kind of builds us all up. And then finally, we get to actually see it happen. We see the gun fu happen, basically, most of it all in one take, reloads, jujitsu stuff. I'm like, this is awesome. So that's it for me.
That scene, I remember watching this movie. Number one, you're always angry about the dog. Like, nobody will ever argue that, like, he went overboard on the dog thing, especially because he's such a cute little puppy.
Exactly. And that was the whole point. That's what the director said. They said, you get one chance with this. If you mess this up, you are done. Because that is one of the biggest rules of Hollywood. You do not kill the dog. And they did it.
Yes. And it immediately, like, most, especially because it's a guy movie, most guys love dogs. They're like, how darely they deserve all that they get from here on out. So the dog thing was new and unique, because usually it's like, oh, you killed my brother, I'm coming to
exactly.
But it was like, and then, like, because it was, the investment was there, but the loss was there. But the loss of the dog was also tied to the loss of his wife, who died because of cancer.
Yes.
And he had gotten out of the game. And I remember at the end of that scene, Tyler, that you were talking about, where they send the hitman to take him out, the cop shows up.
Yes. Oh, my goodness, yes.
And I'm like, in the traditional movie basically states that the guy's going to come in, either he's going to kill the cop, you know, which is going to be whatever.
Tie him up or whatever.
Or tie him up or, like, whatever it is. But the cop shows up and he goes, you working again, John?
I know. Well, he says, evening, John. He literally knows his name. He's like, what's up, dude?
And you're like, what's going on?
Wait a minute. You working again? He's like, oh, just tied up loose ends or whatever. He's like, all right, well. He's like, noise complaint. Noise complaint.
Yeah.
See ya, John. See ya, Jimmy.
And then he leaves.
I know.
And you're like, there's something else going on in this world. I want to know more. And they did such a great job of not giving too much of away in the first movie.
Yes.
Just enough, just a nugget enough. And I like, immediately everybody connected with that.
Oh, dude.
And you're like, this is a different universe. There's something going on here, or it's a secret universe. Yeah.
I know. And you hear all the behind the scenes stuff with that movie. I know we're just nerding about John Wick, where Chad Stahelski will talk about how, like, they had such a tiny budget. I think this movie actually got denied as well before, but then they had all their stuntmen. You could tell, because what they did was they had them all grow their hair out long, had big facial hairs, and then they would, like, cut their facial hair, like, wear a hat, wear a mask. If they're bald, you know, that is the last scene that they're doing.
That's funny.
As the stuntman. I'm like, that is so funny.
That's funny. It was.
Now they're creating a whole like Wick verse now. I mean, Ballerina just came out. It was okay, but yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
It's okay. I enjoyed it, but it was. It's definitely more action. It's literally just female John Wick. So
yeah, and for all the, like, okay, so the whole thing was people were like, you know, it's a little bit more realistic because they had to reload and that kind of stuff, but the way that they were firing it, you know, it's very like you said earlier, like gun fu, like gun jujitsu or whatever. It's in that regard, it's not realistic. And some, like, purist gun people are like, no, that's stupid because of it.
Oh, for sure.
I'm over here like, okay, yes, it's still Hollywood.
Exactly. It's still very Hollywood.
They're
they're reloading, they're doing all that. I mean, I remember watching John Lovell reacting to John Wick. He literally says these, you deserve to die there. You deserve to die there. Yeah. Dude, what are you doing? He's like, this is awesome, great shooting, but you deserve to die there. I'm like, okay. So yeah, that's just, I remember watching. It's like, all right, whatever. So what about you, Phil? What is your favorite gun scene in a movie?
So I was going to say John Wick, and I was actually going to pull out the scene from, I think it was the fourth one, where they have the dragon's breath out of the shotgun.
Oh, dude, that was so good.
In the way that they filmed that from top down. It almost felt like a tactical video game that you play, like, top down, which I'm sure was their intent, right? So from, like, obviously no one's going to be using dragon's breath as, like, a round that you would use for defensive use, but it looks cool.
Oh, 100%.
I was going to say that. I'm not saying that. the best movie scene is probably, most gun guys will argue that this in agreement with this, is the after the bank robbery in the movie Heat.
I've never seen that movie.
It's really good. The scene is really pretty factual. It was like during that time frame, and I forget the release date of the movie Heat. Definitely a 90s movie.
95.
The
I was
before then,
-1.
yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah, which means it was filmed in like 93, 94, so it's even older. Before that, movies with firearms were things like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone movies, Rambo, that kind of stuff that were completely unrealistic when it comes to firearms. Like they're shooting from the hip, they're running and gunning, they have unlimited ammo.
Yep.
Well, in this one, they actually they were using fairly realistic firearms. They're reloading, they're using cover, they're calling out they're calling out their partner like, I'm reloading, then the guy would cover while he's reloading. You see them pull the magazines from their chest rig, and then they would reload it into the firearm while they drop the mag. They'd slap because they had some M16s. They would slap the or M4s, I think M4s, M16, I forget which one they had. Anyway, they'd slap the mag or the bolt catch, and then they would go fire. I don't know if this is actually true, but people still say that the footage of that is actually used by the FBI to train.
I know what you're talking about. I literally just saw this scene from Val Kilmer a day or two ago on my YouTube feed, and I was like, "That's cool." And apparently the weapons trainer was Andy McNabb, who is a former member of the SAS.
Well, that explains a whole lot. So I think that was kind of one of the first movies that really had a more realistic depiction of firearms, right? And it was done in a way too that was realistic, and a lot of people got shot up, and there were a lot of people shooting, a lot of collateral damage, and then even I don't know if you call them protagonists, the anti-heroes, whatever you want to call them, they get shot too. So it's you're not going to walk out of this unscathed, right? Like Arnold or Sylvester would walk out unscathed, or they get shot in the arm. So,
which being shot in the arm still sucks,
right?
A lot of these movies make it seem like yeah, I got shot in the arm. It's like, that sucks. You don't want to get shot in the arm. You don't want to get shot at all.
No.
But all right,
your turn.
So when you are in a match and the timer is going, how do you keep your head from getting in the way of your shooting?
This is a really good question, Tyler. Okay. So this is an area where I can struggle in.
We all do, myself included.
Depending on the type of stage. From a safety perspective, I generally don't have any problems in that. I think that's just something that comes after range experience. I don't think any of us have a problem.
We've done it for so long. We're like, whatever.
Yep. So that's
not say you know what I mean. That's so second nature to us. That's a better way to put it.
Yeah, second nature. That's a great example. It's the mechanical things that you do just subconsciously.
It is like breathing to us now.
Yep. I am not great with memorization stages.
Oh, no.
There are some people that do really well with it, and I hate them.
I know, right?
I am jealous.
Yes, but those people aren't good with linear stages, though. That's the thing.
Fair. So I think, to go back to your kind of question on that, those are the things that people always joke when the timer goes off that your brain falls out of your head, and that's the thing I probably struggle with the most is stage memorization. I will often if you see me walking stages at a USPSA match, it's not because I'm a great shooter and I'm trying to squeeze every little bit out of the stage. It's because if I don't walk them, I will forget the stage that I'm doing and my stage plan, and I will make massive mistakes on the stage. So I will literally rerun it over and over in my head. And I've actually found that I'm a positional shooter. I don't know if that's a thing, but
what do you mean by that?
A lot of people will round count throughout the stage. I can't do that. I'm not good at it.
No,
but I have discovered that from a logistics perspective, if I can point out the spots I need to stop at to shoot, or even if I'm walking while shooting, if I can point those out in my head and I can count them in my head, I actually tend to do better on a stage as a result.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. For me, it's I don't really count my rounds. I just know where I need to reload.
Right.
Just because for me,
I'm not
I mean,
always good at that though.
I just shoot so fast. For me, I just don't even think about. I'm like, I just when
Right.
I get there, if I in a perfect world, that is where I'm gonna reload. So, and
Yeah,
usually
and
I'd say
actually,
maybe
yeah,
7 times out of 10, I do. That's about where I'm at. 7 or 8 times out of
yeah.
10.
And I am frustratingly regressing on, for some reason, recently I discovered that I have been shooting with like one eye squinted and or closed. And
Interesting.
it is really frustrating. And I'm trying to figure out why I'm doing that, because I looked at some old photos from like matches prior and I wasn't doing that. And I don't know what changed. And I need to figure that out.
Is your eyesight
It,
getting worse?
I don't know.
Your
I hope
depth
not.
perception, maybe?
I possibly,
Your confidence in your first shot?
maybe. It could be all of those things. So I actually haven't been out to the range since. I've kind of like I've been to matches since then, but I haven't been out to the range to kind
I
of
know.
like
I
try
was
to
gonna say. I
diagnose
feel
that.
like, which I know for like same here. Like I haven't been. I'm glad I've been doing all these competitions, but for me, I'm like, I want to actually go out to the range and be able to practice
Yeah,
and train and do all
right.
that too. Not just like, all right, well, good luck. I'm in my next competition now.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I agree.
So again, and it's one of those frustrating things where it's just like you said, shooting too many competitions back to back and not enough time sitting at the range practicing. But then on the
Hmm.
flip side, like my rifle shooting has never been better.
Oh, I was about to say you
From
are a
an
significantly
AR,
better
like
rifle
I
shooter than
don't
I
know
am.
why like these two gun matches I've shoot my rifle has been way better. My
You are.
accuracy, my height over
Hmm.
bore, like
That's
subconsciously.
awesome. You
It's
are.
and I don't know. I don't know
I
why.
mean,
Why
you're.
am I doing one better at one and worse at another? I don't
Well, I mean, you also even back then when you were doing PCC, like, of course, I know everyone jokes saying like it's still hard,
know. Yeah.
like it's still another skill and like it's another discipline. So for you, like you are a significantly better carbine shooter than I am. So
Ironically, Tyler, my PCC shooting not great. AR-15
really,
shooting much better.
really
Don't know. I have no
interesting.
idea. I have no
That is
idea.
very interesting
Maybe
to
it's
me.
the setup. Maybe I just I'm shooting. I haven't shot my PCC as much because it's a Scorpion. The setup's slightly different than
Oh
an
yeah, for
AR.
sure. But
But I just feel natural at home behind a rifle now. I don't know. It's weird.
hmm,
All the last matches I've shot, I have done well is because my rifle shooting.
that is
Pistol
very
shooting is
interesting.
still fine, but I am slow. How
Hmm.
about you, Tyler? What do you got?
For me, it's just clear it's having to clear my mind because when I let it get to my head, that's when I mess up. It's funny because one of the guys at the men's shooting event that we kind of talked about on our previous episode, he's a Marine and he asked me because he was like, "Oh, you're a competition shooter?" Like I am. And he said for him, shooting is a stress reliever, but he
Yeah,
feels that if he starts doing competitions, it will start becoming a stressor.
that's fair.
So for me, it is fun. It is a little stressful. I know you and I are different in that way,
Hmm.
but it's funny because I feel like USPSA is now becoming a stressor. Maybe that's why I was a little slow to register for this next one, is because I finally hit A class. I
Yeah,
actually care now.
yeah,
I didn't care when I was C class. I didn't care when I was unclassified. I started caring a little bit when I was a B. Now, the thing is, I'm at the line. I'm at like an A minus, dude. I'm literally like a point away from B.
an A is an A.
It is. I know. I know. I know. I get that. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
that means my next classifier better be good if I want to stay in this. You see what I mean?
Yes. And I actually agree with you on this. And I'm wondering that's why I'm like regressing a bit because I still enjoy the matches a lot,
Hmm.
but there's a lot of pressure to perform,
Oh, dude, I
and it's never
know.
really been like that before. And I'm not the enjoyment is not as much there as it was before, and maybe that's why I'm enjoying rifle so much because I don't do a lot of it,
You probably just don't
and
care.
I'm like, "Oh, hey, it worked out." So yeah,
Because I think
I'm
of
there
I
with you.
remember what was it no, it was 2 years ago. No, it was last year. It was last year when I got back from my mission trip in Guyana.
Yeah.
I did amazing because I feel like it was just a moment where I was just so carefree. I was relaxed. I shot through the stages until the very last stage where I DQ'd myself, unfortunately, because I had to double tap and my round went over the berm. Thankfully, everyone was safe. But like, and then afterwards, I feel like I was just chasing this ghost of
Hmm.
trying to get that Tyler again because I'm like, that Tyler was an A-class shooter, like almost every single stage, which was crazy. It was one of my best. It was my best competition ever. Like I even to this day, and I feel like I was chasing that ghost. And I think finally recently, I was just like, who cares, And I kind of just want to have more fun instead of like just trying to do that. I think that's where. And now, unfortunately, I'm at
Mm-hmm.
this now. Crap, now I have to perform, and I'm like, ugh. I'm like, I just want to go
Yeah.
back to just like, I just want to go for fun. I don't care about this stinking. Like now, I'm like, I want to aim for like M and GM. I don't think honestly, I don't care if I hit GM. I feel like at that point, I just don't care enough for that. But it'd be cool to hit M, or at least hit like an M class one, like M class stage. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So,
So there is something that is fairly semi-common with shooters that try to pursue getting GM
hmm
is they start losing love for the sport,
I agree.
and you got to be careful with that kind of stuff because it's the same question I get every once in a while too. So I was on a TV show called Lego Masters, and we built a bunch of stuff. It was competitive. We did pretty well. We got to like 7 out of 12 episodes, I think it was, and further than I thought we would make it, which is great. I've got some skill in that space. We go to the show every year. That's the biggest competition, or biggest convention in the world, and it's competitive. And we usually walk away with a massive pile of awards.
That's awesome.
And it's one of those things where I still really enjoy it. I actually enjoy that part of it. It comes really natural. We also do it as a group as well, so that helps. But I worry that starts to happen and starts to sink in or seep into like shooting where there's like this need and this requirement to perform and get better and better.
hmm
Where like
Yep.
I think when the flip side with this is really nerdy with the Lego side stuff is I've already been at the top from the convention perspective, so then
That's a
there's
good
really
point.
nowhere to go. You can't really go down, so it's
Yeah.
like I mean you can't go down, I suppose,
You
but
can. You literally
you
get paid to do appearances, man.
well, yes, and then you start doing like, but the same thing applies. I don't want to go work for Lego corporate because then
hmm
now a hobby is now turned into something that maybe is competitive, but now turned into a job.
That's fair. Uh,
So it does when you get to that point though, when you get to like kind of the top, and this is sounds like a flex, and it's not really intended to be, but when you get to the top, you can start doing weird, different things that actually helps progress the hobby in general.
hmm
So, and I think the same thing would be said with sport, but I feel like there's always like in USPSA, there's always somebody better than you.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I don't. So I understand. I understand what you're saying. 100%.
hmm
All right, my last one, less serious. And I'll do one more, and I'll have you do one more as well, Tyler.
I'm good with that.
What is your favorite range snack?
My favorite range
Snack.
snack.
Mm-hmm. And why is it haichu?
I was gonna say haichu.
I know.
I'm between haichu and like the trolley sour worms.
Ooh,
Those are probably my two. I think part of it's just nostalgia, or even sour eggs, maybe. Actually, probably trolley sour eggs if I
I
get
do
those.
like the sour
I
eggs.
love the sour eggs, man. Probably because they don't have like all the sugar or whatever that thing's on top of the
Hmm,
worms, so it's not as messy, and I can do little bite sizes. That's probably my go-to. If I could, it probably would be the trolley sour eggs because even with haichu, I think I like having haichu at home because I slowly eat it because they're individually packaged. So I'm not
right.
eating them like one big bag at a time because it makes it harder to eat. But I love haichu. So Charlie sour eggs will probably be my answer.
Hmm.
hmm Even though I haven't had that in a while. I think that's just yeah, I don't know.
I'll have to try to remember for the next match.
Yeah. Because I mean, you see me, especially when I do matches. Like I prepare like a full blow. Like I have like 4 sandwiches with me. I got protein bars. I have like liquid IV. I've got
Yeah.
like drinks. I'm just ready because I've just learned like I need to take care of myself, especially with this hot weather, and I
Yeah.
want to make sure I'm not hungry. Because you
Yeah.
you know me, like I am smoked. Usually by like stage 6, I'm just done, and I still have
Tyler,
2 or 3 more stages to go.
Tyler pulls out the fine china, the candles.
I know, right? The wok.
Napkins.
I got the wok. I'm cooking my fried rice, ready to go, man.
It is an experience watching Tyler prepare his meal at the range.
It is funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you?
I think for me, this is a change I made recently. And one that I like is I used to eat like Cliff Bars because they really provide kind of the energy you need to make it through the day. But man, they get bland after a while.
Oh, dude.
So I switched to Nature Valley bars, and
really?
Something about like they're really messy because they're the ones that you like bite into and they like fall apart because they're like made of peanut butter and whatever else deliciousness that's in them. But I actually look forward to eating them now, and I don't. It's not necessarily a knock against Cliff Bars because they do taste like cardboard though. But I think it's just changing something up, right? Having something a little bit different. You get getting some more protein out of them probably too. So that is my current favorite range snack.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's your last question, sir?
LPVO versus red dot magnifier.
No, we've already talked about this.
Fine, red dots versus iron sight.
How
about this? What is your process for zeroing a rifle?
Oh gosh, the process is I zero my rifle and then I get made fun of for zeroing my rifle. That's my process.
My process is I zero it and then I over zero it and then I put it back. And then literally by the end of it, I'm like, I don't think I changed anything. It went right back to where I was. I've done that so many times, dude. It drives me bonkers.
I think that last time you and I shot together, we did that exact thing together, both of our rifles.
Mm-hmm. Because we did one big mistake. We shot it cold.
Yes, that is a good call out. Warm up your barrel, and not even with just one shot, but put like 3 through it.
At least. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just get that puppy a little bit warmer before you zero it, because then you end up like, oh yeah, I shot this one. You shoot a group of 3, maybe, and then you're like, one of these is not right. One is the others, and then they kind of, as it heats up, I'm sure that somebody else knows the science behind all this, but yeah, drop some firearms. So drop some rounds into the back of the berm.
Mm-hmm.
Before you zero, because that's a good point. It's a good call out, sir.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's your life advice, man?
Are we done with the zeroing thing?
What's
your zero process? What's your zero process?
I just told you that was my zero process.
I guess. Yeah. Again,
we're keeping it lighthearted because if I'm legit gonna go through my zero process, this would be another 20 minutes.
I know,
probably not, but still. Yeah.
I am weird though. I like to zero my rifles. It makes me feel confident going into a match. So you know what, Kyle? Take
that. Hey, at least he didn't. At least he called you zero for the longest time.
Behind my back too, which is lovely. And then
really,
I'm like, oh yeah, it's fine though. I don't mind. I'll have to come up with a nickname behind his back.
Oh my goodness.
Stinky Cheese Boy.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Okay. Kyle, we love you. All right. Tyler,
I literally already asked you. What's your life advice?
What's your life advice?
Fine.
Okay.
So, funny enough, this will probably be related to the competition question we had earlier, but remember, your worth isn't determined by how others see you or treat you. You were created with purpose, you are enough, and you have what it takes to face what's ahead. I decided to be a little more philosophical with mine today because it's true. Whatever you're going through, whoever's listening right now, life's hard, life suck, and work is literally just designed to destroy us. But you got this. You're worth having here. We need you here. If you're on the edge, go call somebody. Call a buddy, call a friend, or call a professional.
I will add to this as well. We are obviously it's a fun, lighthearted episode, but we don't hide the fact that we are both born again Christians.
Mm-hmm.
There is a huge difference in the life typically of a believer and a non-believer.
Oh yeah.
If you are really struggling, call somebody first, because the journey of becoming Christian is sometimes a long one.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, look at yourself in the mirror and ask the question of why am I here? And I think you'll eventually come to the conclusion, like how is it created? You'll come to the conclusion that there's a larger, bigger power above us. And I will tell you, having that that knowing and knowing that there is another being out there that's watching over us, it kind of makes life livable.
I agree. And that's even, of course, once again, we are devout Christians. I'm a pastor, for crying out loud. And whether you're a believer or not, like, I'm going to respect your choice and honor that. But
Oh yeah,
even then, like, have a purpose higher than yourself. Live for something greater than your own. And of course, for us, that's Jesus.
right.
It's Christ for us. But live for something greater than yourself. But all that to say, your worth is not determined by what you do. You already have worth. You already have value. But if you are struggling, go call somebody, call a buddy, call your ride or die. And if not, call a professional, please.
Agree, 100%. And I'm going to add on to that a little bit as well too. When you are presented with change, this is my dad advice. When you're presented
Nice.
with change or something that's different in your life, and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to handle this. And it maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, maybe it's neutral. For me, it's specifically like job related. I had
Mm-hmm.
a small change recently in the way that my work works, and I don't ever talk about who I work for intentionally,
Mm-hmm.
but small change, and I have a different, slightly same role but different like way of doing it. In person that I work with, and I was like, and I'm looking at this, I'm like, man, this person's they do it this way, like this is weird and messed up and strange, and we're like not told not to do this way at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, this is going to be a huge problem. And I'm like bemoaning the fact that like this is going to suck, this is going to be awful. And then I was like, no, I need to talk to the person that used to work with this individual before, and like how to work and get advice how to work with the other person. So I called them up, got a whole ton of clarification. It was like, no, 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 no. This is the way that things are. I came out of that conversation and I was like, I feel like 100 times better. My day went from like, I don't know how I'm going to progress going forward with this. Like I didn't know the best path to take. When I was talking to this individual, and I was like, okay, this makes a lot more sense. So my advice is, chances are there's somebody out there who has been in your situation before that can offer
Mm-hmm.
advice. So ask them.
Mm-hmm.
They will readily give it to you, typically, if they're a decent individual.
Yep.
And then obviously take their advice with like discerning eye. We'll say that.
Oh, dude. Mm-hmm.
So
The amount of times that I've allowed things to spiral in my head
oh
instead
yeah,
of actually
that's a
just
great way of
sitting
saying that.
down
Thank you.
and talking to something, that, because that's literally what it is. Like I said, because
Yeah.
based
Yes.
off of personal experience, I've had times where I will get an email from someone or something happens, I take it the wrong way, and I'm like, and then like I'll talk to my boss, my pastor, and he's like, "Have you actually sat down and talked to this person about it?" I'm like, "No." It's like, "Why don't you do that before you come to me about this?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." Then I sit down and talk. It's like, "Oh, my bad." All because it was a misunderstanding through an email or text. But all that to say, sometimes it's best, do your best to actually, I know we live in a technology age, but do your best to actually have a face to face conversation with people. If not, maybe a FaceTime or a phone call. But man, and kind of just going down that list, I get it. Emails are easy, texts are easy. But man, there's something about actually sitting down and talking to someone face to face,
Agreed.
or at least
100%.
FaceTime, especially in conflict. Bare
Yeah.
minimum FaceTime.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the sad fact, one of the things out of COVID that happened was there's a lot more interactions that happen virtually. Even if they're on video, it helps a little bit. But
Hmm.
in person is way different.
Exactly.
Humans were built to be in person with other people. So
Built to be
all
in
I'd say
person.
is
The
get
thing
out
is,
from
we can actually
behind your
feel
computer.
like
But
it's weird. Like, it really is unexplainable, but we can actually read people. You can feel people's nervous systems. You can
yeah,
actually, I don't know how to describe it or explain it, but those
body
listening,
language.
like, you
Yeah,
get it. Yeah, body language. You can feel it by the twitching, by just everything, just all the little things. That's why it's so important to just have it in person, especially in conflict. So, but it's hard. Conflict's hard, but resolution's even better.
Yep. All right. Speaking of resolution, Tyler, you want to close out this episode?
Yep. So thank you everyone for listening to another episode. This fun, lighthearted, from the hip. We got our Q&A, which I personally really enjoyed. So I would love to do this again.
It was fun.
I loved it.
We're gonna bring in a group.
No question, without a doubt. And then this way, people will be like, "What the heck, Tyler?" But either way, thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Give us a 5-star review. Of course, we would love for this podcast to grow and help people and be able to just help other men and women be better shooters, better people, and just be acceptable accurately or whatever. So remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, email us at podcast@acceptableaccuracy.com, right? .com.org.
Yep. Yeah. Like us on MySpace.
Oh my goodness. Hey,
we're not on MySpace.
Hey, Tom, I remember you. Tom. Thank you for being my first friend.
Dude, Tom is chilling. He got like 50 million or 500 million for like the sale of MySpace.
And now he's like a traveling artist or something. Yeah, he's like living his best. It's like he made his millions and now he's just enjoying his life, which I'm like, good for you.
Yeah. And like, he's like I said, he's doing something with it. He's not just like at home drinking beer and eating Cheetos. So
exactly.
Good on him.
Exactly. So thank you again, everyone, and we will see you in the next episode. Bye.
Peace out.